Good evening, good people. How is it going? Happy hump day to you all. Let me see, I got my jammies on. Dang, why my jammies got to be wrinkled like that? Child, it is what it is. I don't know why they look crooked though. Well, it looks crooked in the shot. Okay, now they're not crooked no more. Yay! Yay! To light or to not light? To light. To light. Sorry, you guys. If you were in my other live, you see I got this new pink light that I absolutely love, but it's taking some getting used to. How's everybody's week going? This week is not moving fast enough for me, child. And I was off on Monday, and I'm still like, anywho, I wish I could move this summer. Never mind. We're not going to get into it. We're just going to get into the show, and then that's what we And then that's what we're going to do. I hope everyone is doing all right. Let me decide which one of these we will use for the evening. Let's go with that one. Let's go with that one. And let's just hop right into this thing. To be perfectly honest with you, I love this show. It does seem like the views are going up. Carlos had an interview with Jasmine. So if you guys haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. It was cute. Not much to report to you guys. You know, I like to check those things out sometimes and report back to you guys anything, new and exciting, but nothing to report. But just go ahead and check it out. And I reposted it on my community tab saying that I hoped that would get the numbers up. And I don't know if that's what did it. I know the Housewives of New Jersey is now leading in the front. So I'm not sure if that's what's helping the ratings, but whatever's helping the ratings, by all means, please, let's do the doggone thing. I do not want this show to be canceled. They will shift up the cast a little bit next season, is what I've heard. But also you could see this season versus last season, we got, same people, new people. So it's all good. We all live on episode 7, baby. So this is Summer House Martha's Vineyard, season 2, episode 7, Flamingo on the Bluffs. Also, before I get started, I usually always forget to say it. Please support your girl's channel. I'm a growing channel. I've been here for a few years trying to make it happen. I always have it scrolling on the bottom of the screen, but like the video, share the video, subscribe, comment in the comment section, do all the things, and always notifications because, that's how it goes. So, every week they got to leave us with a to be continued. So the to be continued last week was the whole altercation, if you will, between Summer and Winter Child, Summer and everybody. Everybody, Bria, Noelle, Shanice was the only one that was kind of like, my name is Bennett and I'm not in it. So we open with that. Summer and Noelle, and Summer feels like Noelle is getting closer to the other girls. And it's clear that, she's a little jealous. She had said on the last episode that the relationship is more lighthearted and fun, but in my honest opinion, I believe that is through her own fault. Something can only be as light and heavy as you make it. So if you bring negativity and heaviness into a situation, what else are you going to get out of it? And I also thought that if she opened her mouth and spoke, she would get the support she needed. And indeed, that is exactly what happened this episode. What happened to my child? I don't know if it's just the light in these pajamas. So Noelle is, she asked her, like, for real, like, how are you? She's asking Summer. And she admits that the issue was with Bria. Bria has made her feel like she's crazy multiple times, but she's been too drunk to deal with it. Summer girl, I guess you came in late. You know how Bria gives it up. Bria is not nobody that you really need to be getting your feathers ruffled by, because Bria just going to do what Bria's going to do. And Bria can just be hella disrespectful. Like, you got to take her with a grain of salt. She could really go next season for me, to be perfectly honest. But I have a feeling whenever I dislike somebody or I feel like somebody should go, that's who they're going to keep, because that person keeps the drama going. And that's indeed what Bria's giving us. But, she kind of getting everybody's nerves low key. So Noelle is in her confessional saying she wonders what's going on behind the scenes with Summer, and they will have that conversation in just a little bit of time. So now it's gone from 2 something in the morning to 4 o'clock in the morning, and Jordan is like consoling Summer. I said, baby, you should just go to bed, get you some water and go to bed and sleep it off, because all this crying and carrying on is just, it's too much. And then Summer points out how cute Jordan's wig was, which I didn't get a good look at the front of it. From behind, it looked cute. I don't know how to, I'm not a wig girl, but um, she said the wig was cute, and I kind of laugh, and that breaks up the tension. But what I was really noticing is when she came into that room, we saw Jordan and we saw Jasmine in the same room together. And whole time, Jordan's been kind of throwing shots, calling Jasmine the ops and all these things. And I just really like to see the ladies together, and I hope that they can work it out. And I would like for Summer to get off the show and get some therapy. So we're on day 10 of 15. House looks totally a mess. And in this episode, they're going to try to get it together. Again, y'all are grown ass people. I don't understand why you can't pick up after yourself. Also, I don't understand just chip in some money for a cleaning service. If y'all on vacation and y'all just want to be footloose and fancy free and don't have to worry about it, I get it. Like, I'm not an Airbnb girl. I'm more of a stay in a hotel. Let them clean the room, because if I'm on vacation, like, I want to rest. I don't want to be cleaning. I mean, there's a certain level of cleaning in a hotel too, but yeah. Anywho, so Nick is getting ready to run a 5K there on the Vineyard, and I think he says that less than 3% have run marathons, and he has run 10. Baby, kudos to you. I always considered it. I'm not a runner. I'm like, maybe I could joke with my best friend. Maybe I could run like an eighth of a marathon, because baby, listen, okay. But for, exercise and health purposes, one of my good friends from high school ran, she ran a marathon. She ran 2 marathons. I remember her training because we were supposed to get together. Not for me to train, but, just to, walk with her when she was in the midst of it. And I was really proud of her when she did that, because baby, it is a lot. So it turns out Nick ends up finishing number 5 of 100, which I was like, that's really good. But having run 10 marathons, he sounds like he's more than prepared, because you really have to I remember, it's not good to say the D word anymore, but I remember Diddy running that marathon. I think Andrew Martinez, people, you go to the bathroom on yourself, you lose toenails and all kinds of stuff. Like, you really have to prepare yourself for it. And he found out there was going to be one on the Vineyards, and he just, went for it. So I don't know whether he prepared. It didn't really seem like he had to. And I just thought that was really great. And that's one of the things that I love about this show with the Black excellence, is seeing people in these different roles. So running a marathon, kudos to him. And then to come in number 5, but you could see his physique, and he was giving me a Spike Lee with that hat on. But he says 5 feels symbolic because he lost his line brother, who was also number 5 recently. And I was like, we're going to talk about loss and grief a little bit later in the episode, as he, kind of makes a toast and talks about his friend later. And then, I've also at the same time been dealing with my own level of things. So it just kind of really hit me in the feels as he was talking about it. So now I'm watching the show, and I'm like seeing all the moving around the house. Everybody's kind of moving through the morning, through the day, talking about what happened last night with Summer and the ladies. So Summer did say basically, like, she's fighting demons and she's just kind of trying to move past it. She's got to do better. And I was wondering, like, why did Bria decide to go share this information with Amir's girlfriend? Like, at first, when I had to rewind it, I'm like, wait, who was she talking to? I'm like, she's talking to Natalie, just spilling all the tea, if you will, to this girl that is not even really a friend of the group. So I thought that was weird. And then later on, we see her like run back everything that happened to Donald, who is Preston's significant other, and Jordan. I was like, girl, be for real. Natalie, you are doing too much. Like, we're going to move on from Natalie. So, Noelle, while Bria is over here talking to Natalie, Noelle is talking to Alex and Preston. Like, everybody's kind of around downstairs. And Preston is kind of addressing, like, people being drunk and using it as an excuse. Like, if you got to know your limits. And I think Alex was also saying the same thing, like, I'm tired of people making an excuse. Oh, okay, Alex, child. But I did agree because if y'all are gonna be sloppy drunks, messy drunks, angry drunks, chances are y'all don't need to drink. It's not that essential. Now, did they show us Summer pushing Bria? Like, did I just miss it? I remember she kind of pushed Noelle when she was going out of the room, but when they were talking about it, I rewound it a couple times. Like I said, oh, I don't even know if I mentioned it. This episode didn't really give that much, but I was like, did I miss? Child, did I miss it? The season's been wearing my nerves a little bit thin, only because, like I said, we are supposed to be having a good time. We do need a little modicum of drama, but I want light on the drama, heavy on the having fun. And especially if y'all gonna do 50, 11 different things in each episode. So now they're talking about being drunk and using drunk for an excuse. And first, Summer kind of peeks her head in and then she comes downstairs into the group and it's like hella awkward. So her and Noelle decide to go outside and have a much needed conversation. And Noelle kind of feels like, you like me, but you don't like me. And Summer tries to explain to her like she was more upset with Bria, which let me finish getting it out and I'll tell you my feelings. So it sounds like what Summer was trying to explain to her, she was actually trying to remove Noelle from the situation. You can get down in the comments and let me know if you agree. I thought that was kind of weird. Like, hmm, is that what you were trying to do, girl? So she apologizes, but she don't even remember pushing Noelle. And she says Noelle is saying to her, like, it feels deeper. And Summer's like, I don't want to use alcohol as an excuse because she had other things going on. And Noelle says to her, she felt discarded. And I said, oh, when she said that, my heart hurt for her because you could see like the pain and the hurt in her face that like, you're my friend. And for you to do this to me, I hated her chasing her around anyway in the episode. I was like, sometimes you just got to let it go. And that was one of the situations. Had she just let her sleep it off and gave it time, they probably would have been okay the next morning. But you chasing behind her just didn't suit the subject either. And something I was going to say about Summer, and I forgot just that quickly. That's what happens when you don't say it. I'll just keep moving. So Noelle's kind of telling her, it's okay not to have it all together because that's what we do, especially as Black women. We try to keep everything together despite how we're feeling inside. And yes, but also no. Your self-care and your mental health, mental wellness is important. So sometimes you have to lean into that, whether it's a friend, whether it's a therapist, but it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay not to have it together. And she's telling her it's okay to let us know that you're going through something. I just thought that was very important. Hold on, I'm just checking my mic. Don't ask me why I waited till now. Okay. Because you guys are in here, but you're not saying anything, so I don't know. Okay. I think we're good. If you guys are over on, Facebook, I can actually see comments on, but if you guys are over on X or Twitter, feel free to come on over to YouTube and get down in the conversation. So, she says, it's okay for her to let her know that she's going through things too. And I said, see, this is what I was saying. Even if she couldn't confide in Preston and Jordan, even though we're going to have that conversation a little bit later too, it does seem that Summer did actually, was somebody that she could confide in. So I was, Noelle says she feels for her, but she needs time to process her own feelings. And Summer says, she's hurt. And when she's hurt, she hurts people. And, we all know how that goes. So she says she's trying to do better. And her confessional is like, she can forgive, but essentially she can't forget. And I hate that for Summer because she kind of ruined a good friendship. And I, like I said that earlier, had she just spoke up and said something, maybe wouldn't have gotten to that point. There was something else I wanted to say. I hope I remember. And I don't wait until I get off of here and be like, oh, that's what I want to say. Because that's always when the thoughts come back to me. Like I said, I know sometimes I could get a little repetitive, but this episode didn't really give much. We kind of just dealt with the backlash from this, and then it was the Knicks event. So speaking of Nick, he's trying to get the group together to have a conversation, but Bria, she can't be bothered. She's kind of brushing him off like, well, what do you want me to do? Bria just being Bria. So in her confessional, she is complaining about, listen, I got to take care of Milo, and she got to make sure Simon is cool because he is annoyed that he can only stay a short period of time. I think Homeboy thought, because that's the same thing they said to him last season. So I don't know why he's so upset and confusion. I get that y'all haven't seen each other, but this is how it was last season. And also, I guess you thought because you bought them watches in there, you was going to be able to do what you want to do and stay a little longer this season, but they giving the same rule with the guests. And I like that at least they're kind of playing it even. So Nick kind of gets the group together and he's like, it's just a bit of a house meeting, if you will. But he kind of leads with the fact that he ran a marathon, and while he wasn't expecting anybody to go, they couldn't even manage to text him a good luck. I said, yikes. After he said it like that, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. They'd be like, oh, good luck, brother. So Noelle in her confessional feels like it's a little tone deaf with everything that happened the night before. But I mean, I guess he knows, but at the same child, he didn't ask you to run. She said something about running. I just, whatever. Nonetheless, he gives out the cleaning and the setup assignments for the evening, for his event. And he's on pins and needles. And we find out that Tasia is already on the island and she's with her sister. He says, she's not going to be on the island for long. So he wants it to be a good experience, especially since last year was not. And they're going to cue us with that flashback. And this year, Tasia got reinforcements. Okay. I said, oh, I hear that. She got her sister. I think they might have said her mother was there. I don't think her mom came to the event, but I do remember seeing her sister because Phil had said something to the sister. So they set up her room all cute and they got kind of flowers on the bed. And I didn't even stop to think about that when the men got stuck with that kind of bunk arrangement downstairs. I know Preston is not in that, but that's why when they were going to have the significant others, I guess for them to have a place to stay. So Natalie is the one that escorts her to the room and shows her. And speaking of Natalie, Jordan confronts Summer with what Natalie has said earlier about the click of it all. And they kind of just talk through the situation briefly. Then Jordan goes downstairs and runs the conversation to Bria and Shanice, who's also there. And she did tell Summer that she needed to have a conversation with Bria. So now Bria is upset that Summer threw some personal things that she told her about Simon into the conversation when she was upset, because she kind of came back in the room and said whatever, and then, popped back out because they had to give us a flashback so we could see what she was talking about. And she's kind of like, she feels like she just wants to keep Summer at a distance at this point, which is exactly when Summer comes downstairs and asks to speak. And Bria's like, yeah, no, it's a no dog. Like, I cannot do that right now. So Summer decides that she's going to be sober for the evening, which I feel like it was a good decision. If you have all that stuff on and you're unable to control your emotions, communicate with your peoples, and just really handle life, like that's the last thing that you need. So again, just like they did with Jasmine before she told us she was pregnant, production is going to show us what is in Summer's cup at every turn. I think we had like Coca-Cola or cola, they said. I think we had tea or something, child. I can't remember. I said, okay. So they got like a house full of people. Everybody looks nice. Phil comes later, not so much. And Jasmine, her fashions were a little struggly, but you got that little baby bump. You got to try to make it work. It was giving my pajamas with the stripes. She's belt or no belt, but hello baby bump is too cute. So Mariah is there. And so she wants to have a quick conversation with Amir. And sidebar, I'm like, ooh, her glasses are super duper cute, y'all. So she says that she was hurt that he didn't speak up for her last year when we all know what had happened. So they give us a flashback, and he did kind of give it a little church finger, but then he kind of like put it down in the pursuit. He didn't speak up. He didn't say it with his chest and let it be known. So he's like, accidents happen. And she's like, yeah, I don't really feel like it was an accident. So she's like, all I'm really looking for is an apology. So all I'm really looking for is an apology. Sorry, y'all. I tend to talk really, really quickly. So he says he apologizes that it happens. I mean, it's an apology, not the apology that I would have wanted, but I digress. So she accepts the apology, but she wants him to understand his part in the situation had a big impact. So he's like, listen, I've owned my part. I said, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not sure what you're looking for. She's like, oh, okay, we cool. So they say they're good. And he walks away and he's not so good because he runs right outside and tells Alex and Nick how horrible the interaction went. Like, it went as bad as I thought it was going to go. And, and Nick is like, literally, like, it's a year later and we talking about, how they say we talking about practice? Yeah, we talking about laundry. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, we have other things to do. Like, let's move on. Like, my boo is here. I don't really care about none of that. So now Preston and Summer are kind of off to the side and they have a conversation about it being hard to be his friend. Those weren't her exact words. Well, actually, let me not say that because I'll be forgetting. So she says, there was context involved, and she kind of explains the lightness of the other ladies versus their friendship, which again, lightness is what you make it. So hold on, y'all. I don't know. I've done the whole video, and I feel like even though I got the pink light on, without this one like this, it feels dark. And now this daggone thing don't want to stay. That's good enough. Apologies, you guys. It's like sometimes I look at myself and then I'll be like, what is really going on here? So he's like, so she says she's going through a hard time herself right now, and it's more of a her thing than a them thing. He's like, he's happy that she shared that and that he's happy to be the fun for her when things are heavy. I said, I don't know why I wanted to tear up when he said that. And again, like I said in another recap, has Summer just spoke up, she could have gotten the support she needed. I said it, we saw it from Noelle, and now we're seeing it from Preston, which him and Jordan kind of have like a co-confessional thing going on. And she's kind of saying the same thing. Like, I can do heavy. I can support folks when needs to be supported. And sometimes, to be perfectly honest, when people are going through things and it gets heavy, life gets heavy because life often does get heavy. It kind of is, I won't say a weight off your shoulder, but to be able to comfort a friend that's going through things themselves, it feels good. It's good to be able to support your friend in the way that they need to be supported, and it kind of takes you off your mind for a period of time. And sometimes you realize your situation is not that big, or even if it's that big, it's just a matter of you supporting your friend. So it really is. It's never a time that I'm going through something that's like that I can think of immediately. That's so heavy that my friend can't turn and be, girl, I'm going through it too. I need my friend. I need to lean on you. I need to, say the things that need to be said. So I really feel like that was more so on Summer, just not to speak up, and closed mouths don't get fed. So Amir says something like, is that Jordan? And he did kind of say like, is that Jordan? And it wasn't. And then he says, oh, she had a really nice wig on. Again, it wasn't a nice wig. But of course, while he's saying all this, Natalie, his girlfriend, is standing there. So I knew it was going to be a problem. And it was. And then he's like explaining like, oh, that she had like 6 different wigs. Well, baby, that wig comment has had the folks on the interwebs in a tizzy, okay? And I can see why it reminds me of Jessie Wu talking about the, what she call them, the interracials, the interracials. You could really tell he didn't have no upbringing in a Black household, and some of the things he says are a little cringeworthy. Um, I I'm gonna just leave it at that. The more he talks, the more I'm like, you good on the eyes, but sometimes you just got to be quiet, especially like when I'm just sitting here watching all the stuff that's unfolding with Kendrick and Drake, who is another by Rachel, giving us culture vulture at this point. I, Child, I'm gonna move past it. I wanted more for Amir last season. I want more for him this season. If he comes back, so I would like Summer to leave the show. We'll just stop right here because we really don't have much left. We got a little baby bit left. I think we got like literally one scene of Alex's speech, and then everybody's kind of just having a good time after that. And then, the coup de grace at the end. So I feel like Summer should not come back. She should do therapy. I believe I enjoyed her last season after I had a moment to think about it, because she did kind of come in at the end, and that's when Alex gives us his nose was open, he was giving us grand rising. Shout out to Brandy Yvonne. But Summer can go. Jasmine, I don't know, with the baby, maybe she can just come visit. I don't want Mariah, I would like Mariah full time. Jasmine can visit. Let's make Mariah full time. Bria, they're not going to get rid of because, like I said, Amir can either go or be a friend. That's just my 5 cents. You wanted it, I could tell. So now we're, the whole event is Lux at the Bluffs. This is number 2 because he did it last year. He had to thank his cousin and his homie and whatever. They got the whole setup going. So then he stands up, everybody's outside and we're going to have a toast. But before we have a toast, he kind of talks about his 5K. He talked about coming in 5th, and he talks about the significance of number 5 and losing his friend Biv. So he said the last race that his friend attended, I believe, I forgot where it was, I think it was in New York, he said his time was 5:55. He says, Tasia says that it's his angel number. I said it is. It gives me tingles because your girl is into, if you watch my Pajama Sundays, I've talked about it briefly, but if you check on my community tab, your girl is into the angel numbers. Not like overly so, but at one point between this year and last year, I got a lot of 222s and 333s. And so, I like to look into the significance of those things. 888 is that number. And he was kind of saying that his friend would have been there for him now. So he starts to tear up, and, he's talking about it to the group. He's tearing up. He's talking about it in a confessional. He's tearing up. We found out that the friend drowned in some kind of freak accident. And he's kind of crying that he had so much life to live. And it spoke to me in a way. I had a friend, I've spoke about it before. I even posted in a community tab, and I debated about taking it down, but I think I've spoken about it on other videos. I lost a friend last year, February. And so her 44th birthday would have been this Monday, May 6th. So this whole thing with the situation with Alex and losing somebody so soon, it was a lot of grief on my end. And I could just relate. I don't know if I just said it would be her 44th birthday, but it would have been her 44th birthday. So she was very young, close childhood friend, who unfortunately we had not spoken in a number of years when she passed. So it hits me hard. Her birthday was a little challenging. I tried not to really lean into it. I posted about it really briefly on Twitter, and I just didn't want to like plaster it all over everything. Like, girl, like, you posting it all everywhere, like, just life is short, you guys. Like, I don't want to cry, and I don't want to dwell on it, but life is just very short. So after that, yeah, I'll leave it at that. After that, they kind of give a little cheers, and then they come inside, and a lot of people, because Alex was talking about HBCUs at some point, and the significance of HBCUs and everything. And then Alex and Nick, their cap as they get to strolling. Oh, let me not get to rocking and rolling, because Amir was back there, and somebody was calling him like he want to be a little pledge so bad. He want to be like an honorary, I think, Kappa, pressing to AKA. Jasmine's really rubbing her belly because Silas, I believe, is also AKA, and she was like, he's not gonna pledge, because she had a baby boy. I was here for it. I used to love when I went to the school that I went to wasn't HBCU, but to watch them stroll and party walk and step, it was a whole vibe. And then the group is kind of speaking because Noel is also AKA, so they start speaking to the significance of the Divine Nine. They go over the in the fraternities, and it's just like it just warms my heart. I did do the HBCU tour, and I plan to go to HBCU, and I didn't. And every time, because Different World was also one of my favorite shows growing up, I so wish I had gone to HBCU, guys, or at the very least pledge where I was, because that was also an option at one point. It's just a vibe. It's just a feel good. And they start talking about all the different foundations, because they stands for what they stands for, okay? So it's just black excellence, baby. So in the midst of all the excitement, Phil slides right in the door. And I was like, okay, so Mariah's in the house. And now Phil is in the house. So I guess everybody has kind of let cooler heads prevail. And while they can't stay there, everything is kind of going peacefully. And I was like, I was really here for it. So everybody's just having a good time. They're drinking, they're dancing. They like to hit their little swag surf anytime they can. They swagging and surfing. That is, except for Summer, who is sober and all tuckered out. She goes upstairs. I respected it because drinking has not been kind to her. And if you're feeling that down, ain't no need to bring everybody else down. Go ahead and get you a little nap, get you a little rest, drink your little water, just, just chill. Sometimes you got to chill and, reflect. So then Simon decides to bring himself downstairs with this inflated flamingo, and Bria is annoyed. And then we just progressively, like I said, didn't this episode didn't give that much, therefore I didn't take that many notes and get into the minutia of things, even though your girl likes to be very, very detailed, as you can tell. So, God, I made it through the whole thing, y'all. It's not that many of you here, and you guys are pretty quiet, but I am going to quickly turn this music on. And if you would just like the video, I do gratefully okay. Like the video, guys. Hey guys, I appreciate you. I am back. I appreciate you. I am back. I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. Just sometimes there's a delay between pausing the music and when you speak, it gets all wonky. So I just want everybody in a playback to be able to hear me clearly. I have to be, cognizant of these certain things. So they're taking us through the escalation that is Bria and her festivity being highly aggravated about this flamingo. They're giving us flashbacks because she ain't never want him to bring the flamingo out. You remember he had his flamingo pajamas on when he came in last episode. He had on some pink flamingo colored this is his vibe for this summer, and he just want everybody to be on it. And Simon be drinking, and you could tell he was drinking. He had enough. And she starts to manhandling the flamingo and Preston's like, yeah, not too much. I need you to cool off, calm down, take it easy. Don't do all of that. So she finally, somehow, baby, I wasn't even paying attention because it was a whole kerfuffle. But the flamingo is off. She shoved the flamingo in the closet, and they get upstairs to talk. And now Natalie and I think Dono, who was in the room, and Tasia, and she was about to tell them the dirt on what was going on now, because Dono was like, why do we always have the dirt? Natalie irks my nerves. Don't bring that girl back, Amir. It might be better that you just come as a friend and don't bring her back, because I'm gonna just leave it at that because I don't want to get too disrespectful. So they're in the conversation again. This year he has pissed her off yet again. He did the same thing last year. They show us a flashback. He loves to embarrass Simon, and Simon is doing his due diligence this time. Now, earlier she said in the season, she said that they were doing better, but she also said that they had issues because they're in a long distance relationship. Bria is just a lot. So it doesn't matter what Simon does at all times. He is too much, and then she is too much. And it's okay for her to be too much, but when he wants to, it's just too much. But Simon, again, he don't give a F. Okay. So she says the relationship is over. He's like, oh, okay, the relationship is over. And she's shouting, baby, it don't even really matter. She's shouting, and it looks like everybody downstairs can kind of hear what's going on. And basically, that is where the episode ends. And yet again, they give us another to be continued. I'm so tired of doing that at the end of every episode. Like, y'all can't find no way to wrap it up, or just stop putting to be continued. Like, a lot of shows don't always give you a to be continued, but it's kind of implied because you'll leave off with one thing and then you'll pick back up there at the top of the episode. So you don't have to say to be continued at the end of every episode. We get it. When I took my notes this time, there was nobody on Watch What Happens Live, so I elected to watch it on the Peacock app instead of my DVR. So I didn't get a chance to see the previews for next episode. Did I see the previews for next episode? Oh, you know what I did? I did watch the previews. I take that back. Rewind. I watched the previews and I still don't remember. I still don't remember what happened. I know we got to deal with this Bria and Simon thing, and it was something else. I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. I just give you guys a little here at the end, but we will definitely address it in episode 8. I think we have, is it 10? This is not the finale. I think we have 10 episodes in the season. I don't know why I thought we had 8, but I don't think this is the finale. Let me just double check. You know, your girl will definitely go on here and look. So I want to give you the right information, because sometimes when I do go back and put things down in the comment section, I don't know that everybody looks at them. So, season 1 was only 8 episodes, but they didn't say next week is the finale. So I'm inclined to believe that maybe we're getting 10 episodes this season. I didn't even stop to think about that. If anybody knows, I'm going to try to do my research on it. But if anybody knows how many episodes we are having for season 2, get down in the comments, leave a hard comment, and let your girl know. Yeah, because after I just thought about that, I'm like, having 10? They must be having 10. What do I have going on? I guess keep your notifications on for this coming weekend for the things that I have going on. I did the Never Ever Mets on Sunday. So if you guys didn't catch that, or you didn't catch my recap for episode 6, I did those last week, as well as I did finally go back and finish the finale episode of Diara from Detroit. So please go and check those out. Let me do this one. Anybody that's coming through on the replay, please leave a comment, #replay, drop your favorite emoji, helps you grow with this engagement here on this thing that we call YouTube. I'm working on my channel. So please and thank you. Also, please share this video where you share your videos. Sharing is caring. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because your girl is trying to get to 500 by June 1st. We are cutting it close, you guys. How many weeks do we have? We are officially over 270. So I realize it's ambitious, and if I have to move it back, I'll move it back. But we got 3 weeks. I mean, anything's possible through, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Not you got religious on us. I'm just joking, y'all. Anything's possible. But like I was saying, please do me a huge favor. Keep your notifications turned on. This week coming up, I have I wanted to give the music time, so I wouldn't be my words wouldn't be all jumbled up, because it gets like that sometimes. And then I go back and be like, oh, they couldn't hear nothing I said. Keep your notifications on, because coming up I have, why is my brain not working? We're on Wednesday. Friday. I may have something pre-recorded coming out on Friday if I can get my notes together. So keep your notifications on and look out for that. We are moving the Never Ever Mets to a live Saturday night. We're going to aim for 10 o'clock. Sunday, I am doing a pajamas Sunday. I have 2 guests coming on with me, so check in for that. It is going to be a Mother's Day tribute. We're going to talk, things moms and, self-care, mental health, all of the things. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Yeah. Keep your notifications on. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm so confusion. Peace.